Hello guys, it's Robert, an ambassador for Christ, and as you know where I go, the kingdom goes. Remember, as usual, eat the fish and spit out the bones. For some things you may agree with, some things you may not. Now listen, right, make sure you join that Facebook group. Information is in the description down below. Listen, Triple X Tennisation, that's his name, right? Tennisation in English, I think tennisation is Spanish, but in English, tennisation means temptation. So his name is Triple X Temptation. What kind of madness is this? Can't be listening to this madman, but he's not around anymore anyway. But anyway, listen to this. I got a question saying, is that guy, this Triple X Tennisation, if he's in hell, okay? Is he in hell? So I started to do a bit of research, looking at who this guy is. Never heard of him before. Why would I know him? I'm in the Word. Why would I know him? I'm in the Word. I'm in prayer. I'm reading the Bible. I'm ministering. I'm in ministry. I'm praying and all the rest of it. So why would I know him? So I started to go through and start to look at this guy and what is he all about? And so as I was listening, you know, to some of his songs, right, like this song.
Suicide if you ever gonna let me know. Yeah, suicide if you ever try to let go.
See, what you need to understand, right, is that he's a minister of darkness. A minister of darkness, all right? So when you go into the music industry, they are ministers of darkness. So when they minister, it's wickedness. They have been hijacked by evil spirits. These artists have been hijacked by evil spirits. You don't know this, but what happens is that as they start to speak, they're speaking demon language. They're speaking demonic doctrines, all right? Suicide is a demonic doctrine. It's the doctrine of the madman at the gatherings. It's a doctrine of legion. So that song there, Suicide, is the doctrine of legion. You can read about that in the book of Matthew, the madman at the gatherings. So what am I trying to say? See, is this guy in hell? Listen, it's irrelevant. Because if he is in hell or if he's not in hell, it makes no difference. The Bible says, seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. What are you going to do? If he's in hell or not is irrelevant. He's not here anymore. And it's quite deep because he had influence. A lot of these music artists have influence. And what's going to happen is that when they go before the throne, before the white throne judgment, God is going to say to them, you had influence to influence people to do good, but you influence people to do evil. Now, I don't know if he gave his life to Christ before he got shot. I don't know. Okay, I've not got a clue. But I do know one thing. Seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Make sure you've given your life to Christ. So when you pass on to the next dimension, you will meet the Lord. To be absent in the body is to be present with the Lord. Now, if you haven't got the Lord, to be absent from the body is to be present in hell. I'm telling you the truth. It's the truth. See, what really upsets me is that, you know, these guys have got so much influence to do good in the world, but they use it to do wickedness. Now, I know just by that, listen to that song called Sad, I think it is. He had a lot of issues, demonically possessed. He's possessed with evil spirits, in bondage, had all the money. He was going out, he got a nice car, going out to, you know, buy a motorbike, and always 20 years old, living in a fast lane. You know, the world was his oyster. He can have and do what he wanted. But you know what? The Bible says, don't fool. You don't understand that today your soul is required of you. So when he was going to get his bike and when he's going shopping, going to go with all his bling, God was saying, though fool, do you know this night your soul's going to be required of you? And you know what, right? It wouldn't surprise me if he actually heard the gospel that night or that day before he went out. Because God will always be preaching to you. God is always speaking to you. It wouldn't surprise me if he's got a grandmother in the back or a praying mother in the back who's praying for him, and you know, God was sending help to him, but he was rejecting it. You know, so what am I saying? Is that guy in hell? I don't know. But one thing I do know, I have the sure thing. I ain't going hell. I ain't going lake of fire. I'm serving the Lord right now where I am. Where it's the same decision you need to be made or you have made. So let me tell you something else as well. If you know these type of musical artists, yeah, you're looking at the wrong thing. You know all these artists, you understand all the music gossip on TMZ or whatever his gossip channels are. You understand the music industry. You're looking at the wrong thing. You're watching the wrong thing. The wrong thing is ministering to you. You're chasing after the wrong thing. And you'll find out that when you do look at you listen to these musics, you listen to these artists, you start to get into this lifestyle, you're going to find that you're going to struggle with the things of God. And then when you're not moving in power and you're always in bondage, you're always going through situations, you're going to wonder why. It's because it comes from these things, these ministers of darkness.
This is It's America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now.
Ministers of dark. These guys are pastors and bishops of darkness, apostles of darkness, like Simon Bar. Is it Simon Bar Jesus, an apostle of darkness in the book of Acts, or Simon the sorcerer, I think it is. You know, he was an apostle of darkness, or the young girl that dealt with a familiar spirit in the book of Acts. Also, pastors and ministers and evangelists of darkness. So we shouldn't be listening to these types of people anyway. So if they die, I pray that, you know, that he gave his life to Christ. But if he didn't give his life to Christ, he's burning right now. He's in the lake of fire right now. I won't go into dimensionalities. I'll leave it there. So anyway, I'm going to leave that one there. It's Robert, Ambassador for Christ. Listen, stop listening to worldly music. Turn it off. It's no good. It doesn't minister to you. It will not build you up in the things of God. It will destroy you. So don't listen to it. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll talk to you guys on next video. Leave a comment down below. Stay blessed.